Welcome back. As promised, let's invite the management of PNB Housing Finance, Hardayal Prasad, the MD and CEO of the NBFC. Mr. Prasad, morning. This is Rima here. Just first on the numbers, there is a sharp increase in your gross NPAs, now at 6%. Could you break up the stress that you're seeing on the retail side, on the corporate side, and thereafter, in the month of July, has the situation improved? What is your guidance on asset quality?
Actually, I agree with you that there has been a sharp increase in the NPAs in this quarter. The reason is that for 45 days there was a lockdown. And on top of it, most of the courts and the high courts across the states, they had very clearly indicated that there cannot be any action either on the legal side or the administrative side. Those actions cannot be taken, and that resulted into a little bit of problems in terms of the recovery that we were. We'd like to reiterate and we'd like to bring to your attention that we have a strong expertise in self-employed segment. And this COVID second wave that hit India very badly affected the businesses very closely. People lost their lives. The businesses were completely wiped off. And that was one of the reasons why we were our stresses improved to some extent. However, if you look at it in terms of the way we have rebounded, there are two very, very significant things that have happened. One is in July, our recovery efficiency or the collection efficiencies have gone back to a January-February level, which is almost at 98%. I think that's a very, very good sign that the collection efficiencies are returning after the COVID wave. The second thing is that the kind of resolutions that we have done, which is from the morat book. And we had indicated in our last earnings call that it is a morat book which might experience a bit of stresses. In that morat book in stage 1 and stage 2, we have done a huge amount of resolutions, which would mean that there is forward flows are not going to happen as we go forward. So there has been an increase. We have pulled back significant amount in July. And going forward, we feel that with courts opening up and allowing recovery proceedings to go ahead after 31st of August, we might see a strong rebound in terms of the way the collection will work and the way we will initiate actions that are possible to go in for the recovery. So I think we are quite confident that we should be in a position to pull back our NPAs to a level which is acceptable, keeping in view the economic slowdown and the economic hardships that people are undergoing.
Mr. Prasad, could you provide us with a little bit of outlook on the disbursals front, and tied into that, assets under management has been falling since the second quarter of FY20, so it's been run down quite a bit. Could you talk about that as well? What's the outlook from here?
If you look at the disbursements, and I would take you back to the Q4 FY20, we did very, very strong disbursement of almost 4,000 crores. And we were expecting that this is going to continue. If you go back to 20, you would recall that we had very clearly indicated that we are going to exit and scale down our operations on the corporate book. So the total disbursement that you see in this quarter is purely driven by the retail. 94% of the disbursement that have come, and we have had only 45 days. 45 days was a lockdown, so there was hardly any activity that took place. So in this 45 days also on the retail side, there is a strong, almost about 1,680 crores of disbursement that took place. And the more important thing is that if you look at the logins, you look at the disbursements, you look at the sanctions, all of them are showing very, very good results. So going forward, it is very, very critical that as a retail-focused company, we will continue to push our retail business that we do. We have expertise in self-employed and salaried, which we will continue to leverage. And more importantly, the kind of initiative that we are taking for digitization of the complete end-to-end process, which would mean for if you start from the acquisition side, the underwriting side, the automation of the underwriting processes, the collection, this is going to give huge amount of advantages to us in terms of the disbursements that we are going to do.
Mr. Prasad, coming back to the earlier point that you spoke about high restructuring in Q1. Could you tell us what your morat book currently stands at? How much of it was restructured in Q1? Could you give some numbers?
We had, if you look at the Morat book, we had almost about 17,000 crores of Morat book. But in terms of the restructuring and especially the 1 and 2, RBI 1 and 2, if you look at it, we had almost about 1,700 crores of the restructuring that we had done. Under the ECLGS scheme that has come in this quarter, we did almost about 315 crores of disbursements. So there has been no restructuring that was done under the RBI 1 and 2 in the quarter 1. All had been done up to March. But at the ECLGS, we definitely did a 315 crores of disbursement in this.
Just last question, Mr. Prasad. Could you take us through where the Carlyle transaction is at right now? I mean, it's working its way through the regulatory process, but yeah, go on, sir.
We announced on 30th. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No. There was something from Competition Commission earlier today, but I mean that's parallel. The main thing is what's happening here in Mumbai. Go on, sir.
I think more importantly, on 31st of May, we had announced that we are going to go in for a capital raise of 4,000 crores. Subsequently, everyone is aware of the development that took place. But the matter today is sub judice and it rests with the SAT. We expect the SAT to come out with the order, and the moment the order is out, we definitely are going to come out with the way forward. We'll take it to the board, and we are going to say we're going to look for the direction on what exactly we are going to do. Either way, based on the order that is going to come.
When is the order expected?
I would not know. I don't know when the SAT would come out with the order. We are prepared with whatever is required to be done whenever the order comes. More importantly, the way we have rebalanced our book in terms of the reduction in our corporate book, which allows us, the risk-weighted assets, because there is very high risk on the corporate book. More importantly, we can actually very easily grow on the retail side.
Got it.
And if you look at our leverages, the gearing, as well as on the capital adequacy, both have shown very good improvement, and that allows us to go ahead with the business as usual. So we would wait for the order, and then we'll come out with our strategy in terms of the way we are going to grow up.
Mr. Prasad, thank you very much. We look forward to that. Appreciate you joining in with that. We'll take a very quick break here. Up next,